Every year, millions of Americans walk into a dealership, spend $30,000 to $60,000 on a new car, and drive home believing they made a safe decision. They did not read the class action lawsuits. They did not talk to the mechanics. They did not look at the recall databases. If they had, they would have seen the same 5 names coming up again and again, the same defects, the same denials, the same customers paying thousands of dollars out of pocket for failures that were engineered into the engine before the car ever left the factory. Today, we are giving you the list. 5 car engine brands that mechanics say you need to know about before you sign anything, and at the end, we will tell you exactly what to look for instead. Subscribe and drop a comment. Which engine failed you? Now, let us get into it. Brand number 1, General Motors, the 5.3-liter and 6.2-liter V8. General Motors sells more trucks and SUVs than any other manufacturer in America. The Chevy Silverado, the GMC Sierra, the Tahoe, the Suburban, the Escalade. These are among the best-selling vehicles in the country, and for years, they have been equipped with an engine that mechanics across the country have been warning customers about. The problem is called active fuel management. GM markets it as a fuel-saving technology. The engine switches between 8 cylinders and 4 cylinders depending on driving conditions. In theory, it saves gas. In practice, it destroys the engine. The active fuel management system uses lifters, small components inside the engine that control the opening and closing of valves. In the GM 5.3 and 6.2-liter V8 engines, those lifters fail. Not occasionally, systematically. The failure mode is documented. The lifter collapses. Metal debris circulates through the engine. The camshaft is destroyed. In severe cases, the entire engine requires replacement. A lifter replacement on a GM V8 costs between $2,500 and $4,000 in parts and labor. A full engine replacement runs between $8,000 and $12,000. GM has known about this problem since at least 2012. A class action lawsuit filed in federal court alleged that GM concealed the defect from consumers and continued selling affected vehicles for years after the failure pattern was documented internally. The affected engines were installed in millions of vehicles sold between 2014 and 2021. Chevy Silverado, GMC Sierra, Chevy Tahoe, GMC Yukon, Cadillac Escalade. If you own one of these vehicles with the 5.3 or 6.2-liter engine and the active fuel management system, you own an engine with a documented design defect. The fix GM eventually offered was a software update that reduces how often the engine switches to 4-cylinder mode. Not a hardware fix, a software patch for a mechanical failure. Mechanics say it slows the problem. It does not solve it. General Motors is brand number 1 on the Repairman Blacklist. Brand number 2, Toyota, the 2AZ-FE engine. Toyota has built one of the strongest reliability reputations in the automotive industry. For most of their lineup, that reputation is earned. But inside a specific engine installed in millions of Camrys, RAV4s, and Scion TC sold between 2002 and 2011, there is a defect that Toyota fought in court for years before being forced to acknowledge it. The engine is called the 2AZ-FE. It is a 2.4-liter 4-cylinder that was Toyota's bread-and-butter engine for nearly a decade. The defect is oil consumption. The engine burns oil at a rate that Toyota's own internal documents described as exceeding normal parameters. Normal oil consumption for a healthy engine is close to zero between oil changes. Owners of the 2AZ-FE reported that their engines consumed 1 quart of oil every 1,000 miles. Some reported consumption as high as 1 quart every 500 miles. When oil levels drop that rapidly, owners who are not checking their dipstick every week end up with an engine running critically low on lubrication. Low oil pressure causes accelerated wear on bearings, camshafts, and cylinder walls. In severe cases, the engine seizes. Toyota's initial response to customer complaints was that the consumption was within acceptable parameters. A class action lawsuit filed in California alleged that Toyota had known about the defect since 2007 and had instructed dealerships to tell customers the consumption was normal. Toyota eventually settled the lawsuit and extended warranty coverage on affected vehicles. But the settlement did not cover every owner, and the extended coverage had mileage limits that excluded many customers whose engines had already failed. The 2AZ-FE engine is found in the 2002 through 2011 Toyota Camry, the 2006 through 2012 RAV4, and multiple Scion models. If you are buying used in this range, check the oil before you buy and ask for maintenance records that prove regular oil changes. Toyota is brand number 2 on the Repairman Blacklist. Brand number 3, Honda. The 1.5-liter turbocharged engine. Honda's 1.5-liter turbocharged engine was introduced in 2016 as a fuel-efficient replacement for naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engines. It is installed in the Civic, the CR-V, and the HR-V. It is one of the most common engines on American roads today. It has 2 documented problems that mechanics want you to know about. The first is oil dilution. In cold climates, the 1.5 turbo engine allows gasoline to mix with engine oil during cold starts and short trips. The gasoline thins the oil, reducing its ability to lubricate the engine. Honda's own internal documents acknowledge the problem. In Canada and China, Honda issued a technical service bulletin and offered a software update. In the United States, Honda initially told customers the oil dilution was within acceptable parameters. A class action lawsuit alleged that Honda knowingly sold vehicles with the defect and failed to disclose it to American consumers. The lawsuit covered 2016 through 2018 Honda CR-V and Civic models with the 1.5 turbo engine. The second problem is timing chain wear. The 1.5 turbo uses a timing chain that mechanics report stretching prematurely under normal driving conditions. A stretched timing chain causes misfires, rough idle, and in severe cases, engine damage. Replacement costs run between $1,000 and $2,000. Honda issued technical service bulletins acknowledging both issues. Service bulletins are not recalls. They do not require Honda to notify owners or cover repair costs. They are instructions to dealerships on how to handle complaints when owners bring them in. If you never bring the car in, you never find out the bulletin exists. Honda is brand number 3 on the Repairman Blacklist. Brand number 4, Hyundai and Kia. The Theta II engine. The Hyundai and Kia Theta II engine failure is one of the largest automotive defect scandals in recent American history. It involves millions of vehicles, a Department of Justice investigation, a $1.4 billion settlement, and documented cases of engine fires while vehicles were in motion. The Theta II is a 2.4-liter and 2.0-liter 4-cylinder engine installed in Hyundai Sonata, Santa Fe, and Tucson models, and Kia Optima, Sorento, and Sportage models sold between 2011 and 2019. The defect originates in the manufacturing process. During production, metal debris was not fully cleaned from engine components. That debris circulates through the engine and damages the connecting rod bearings. Damaged bearings cause the connecting rod to break. A broken connecting rod can punch through the engine block. In the worst cases, the engine catches fire. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration received over 3,000 complaints of engine failure and over 100 reports of engine fires in affected vehicles. NHTSA opened multiple investigations. Hyundai and Kia issued recalls covering approximately 1.6 million vehicles in the United States. In 2022, Hyundai and Kia agreed to pay $1.4 billion to settle a class action lawsuit and a separate agreement with the Department of Justice over allegations that the companies had delayed reporting the defect to federal regulators as required by law. The settlement covered repair costs and extended warranty programs for affected owners. But the recall and settlement process took nearly a decade from the first documented failures. Owners who experienced engine failure during that period paid out of pocket or fought individually with dealers and manufacturers. Mechanics who worked on Theta II failures described them as catastrophic, not gradual wear, sudden, total engine failure, sometimes without warning, sometimes at highway speed. Hyundai and Kia are brand number 4 on the Repairman Blacklist. Brand number 5, Ford. The EcoBoost 1.5-liter and 3.5-liter engines. Ford's EcoBoost engine family was introduced as the future of fuel-efficient performance. Small displacement turbocharged engines delivering the power of larger engines with better fuel economy. The marketing was effective. EcoBoost engines are now installed in the F-150, the Escape, the Fusion, the Edge, and the Explorer. Millions of vehicles on American roads. 2 specific EcoBoost engines have generated documented failure patterns that mechanics say you need to know about before buying. The first is the 1.5-liter EcoBoost installed in the 2015 through 2018 Ford Escape and Fusion. This engine has a documented coolant leak defect, where coolant enters the combustion chamber through a failed head gasket. The symptom is white smoke from the exhaust and a coolant reservoir that empties without visible external leaks. If the coolant loss is not caught quickly, the engine overheats. An overheated engine warps the cylinder head. Head replacement on the 1.5 EcoBoost runs between $2,000 and $4,000. A full engine replacement runs higher. A class action lawsuit alleged that Ford knew about the head gasket defect before the vehicles went on sale and failed to disclose it. Ford settled the lawsuit covering 2015 through 2017 Escape and Fusion models. The second problem is the 3.5-liter EcoBoost installed in the F-150. This engine has a documented timing chain wear issue affecting 2011 through 2014 models. The timing chain and its guides wear prematurely. The repair requires removing the engine from the vehicle. Labor alone runs between $1,500 and $3,000 before parts. Mechanics who specialize in Ford EcoBoost engines describe a consistent pattern. Customers come in with engines that have failed well before the mileage at which a properly engineered engine should have any significant issues. The failures are not random. They follow the same documented patterns in the same documented model years. Ford is brand number 5 on the Repairman Blacklist. Here is what smart Americans are doing instead. They are buying engines with documented long-term reliability records and without the specific failure modes on this list. The first recommendation is the Toyota 1 GR-FE. The naturally aspirated 3.5-liter V6 found in the Tacoma, the 4Runner, and the Tundra. No turbocharger, no variable displacement, no documented systematic failure mode. Mechanics describe it as one of the most reliable engines in production today. The second recommendation is the Honda K series engine, the naturally aspirated 2.0 and 2.4-liter 4-cylinder found in older Accords, CR-Vs, and Elements, before the turbo era. Before the oil dilution problem, a mechanically simple engine with a documented service life well above 200,000 miles when maintained. The third recommendation is the GMLS engine family in trucks and SUVs built before the active fuel management era. pre-2014 5.3-liter LS engines without the AFM system have a documented reputation for durability that the post-AFM generation does not share. The same basic engine architecture, without the technology designed to save fuel, lasts dramatically longer. The manufacturers want you to believe that newer technology means better reliability. The mechanics who fix these engines every day know the opposite is true. The engine with fewer moving parts, lower complexity, and no software managing its mechanical behavior is the engine that is still running at 200,000 miles. Buy the engine that mechanics recommend to their own families, not the one the manufacturer spent the most money marketing. Subscribe if you want the list before the purchase, not after.